I just want to spread ourselves out and kind of give some fire.
In the forgotten wilderness of Colorado, where trees are so thick and shadows pool like oil, something is watching. Someone is thinking. Something is waiting. September 5th, 2019. People in Colorado forest beings went into an area that locals said was off limits, a remote forest where huge X structures and teepee formations appear overnight, built by people whose identities are unknown, where the forest seems to be aware of itself.
Home sweet home, Tim. I just heard a knock. You hear that? I just heard it.
But I'm recording. Maybe this heard it. That's why I need those Boost headphones.
They set up camp next to one of the formations, a huge X of branches that shouldn't be there. They left offerings before night fell to please whatever claimed this cursed land. The ritual felt old, needed, and scary. The darkness came down like a shroud over a grave. A deliberate knock hit a nearby tree right away. It was sharp, rhythmic, and smart.
Wait. I just heard that.
It was like something jumped.
Yes. No, this is it here, man. I'm telling you.
It's getting dark and they're coming in.
It's getting dark and they're coming in. There's no...
Hey, the gifts are over there.
I'm getting goosebumps and everything here.
I am now.
Let me give some light to the back.
The forest was eerily quiet, as if all the animals had run away or been silenced. They were being told about, looked at, judged. Then the impact happened. Something huge hit the ground next to their camp with a lot of force. A rock hit the ground near their tent a few seconds later. It wasn't thrown randomly, it was aimed perfectly. They stopped moving and barely breathed, refusing to shine lights directly at whatever was stalking the area.
Ground, so these guys can see what we got going on here. It's getting pitch black out now. We're not going to flash too many lights. I'm just looking here inside the camp, making sure all is good. How you feel, brother?
Good.
Good. Feel good, I feel great. This is it. Make no mistake. I can't sing worth it. Where's my
By the way, we already had, and I don't know.
GoPro, by the way?
Yeah, it's right here.
Where's it at?
He's gonna ask me because I had to move it to sit. This is Georgia Bigfoot with Colorado Forest Beings.
Ooh.
And I guess that sleeping bag can't go up on a tree to save its life.
No, it is. I just want to spread ourselves out and kind of give some fire.
So the bag just fell or something.
Probably something just fell.
Wow.
Look at the light that the
I was
fire,
nice and jumpy because it was right next to me.
The fire is giving us right here, guys. Look at the life that we have in this forest at the moment.
That sounded like a tree knock right behind you.
Some predators see light as a challenge. The knocking really started. Soft taps from different directions, working together and talking. Then, a tree knock went off right behind Tim, who was standing in open space, far away from any trunk. Whatever was circling them was very close. Too close. Moving through complete darkness with terrifying stealth. Tim put on headphones that made sounds louder, and everything fell apart. He heard things that human ears shouldn't be able to hear, distant howls that shouldn't be in Colorado, movement so precise it felt like the military, and sounds that were so clear they suggested something with intelligence far beyond animal instinct. The fire should have kept them safe. Fire keeps animals away and makes a safe place. But the knocking got louder, more rhythmic, and more purposeful, coming from just outside the flames' reach. Whatever was hunting them knew about fire, respected it, and wasn't scared of it.
Phones that they amplify the sound so you can hear what's going on. We just had howling sounds. I'm not saying it's like coyotes. Right?
I can hear you like so good, and mine is muffled.
Yeah.
Because it's closer and louder.
Right.
But you're like clear as like a fine wine.
Yeah, so you can hear the noises afar.
Oh yeah.
But if there was a loud
I hear
bang
every
here,
little crunch that your shoe makes.
I take those headphones with me in case I'm ever caught in a situation in the forest where I gotta be able to hear but not get blinded by the sound, like somebody tries to attack me in the forest or whatever.
In the dark, a branch broke. It wasn't the snap of a twig. It was the loud crack of something huge being ripped apart with superhuman strength. The sound echoed through the woods like a gunshot, and then more knocks came from all around them. Testing, looking into things, making plans. Things kept hitting near their camp all night long. Rocks and branches, things thrown with precision that needed eyes that were used to complete darkness.
I got it with me so that I got that advantage. Unless they have the same. I'm just saying. You just never know. You just never know.
I don't know.
What don't you know? Sure that fire's not getting out of control. Oh yeah.
It's good. It just looked like too crazy from over there. But I was just pointing out that from this peak you can see the fire are people over there.
It was clear that they were surrounded by several entities that were coordinating their movements, keeping their formation, and carrying out a plan. These were not animals. Animals don't talk to each other by knocking in a certain way, don't throw things with tactical accuracy, don't show the same level of patience and intelligence as a group of people hunting.
That was a nice knock. That's the stick I had to poke the fire, but okay. Thanks, Tim. It's all good. No, use that one. Let's get another one. Tim's a teammate. Going pretty good.
Dawn brought no signs, no tracks, no proof, just formations that looked bigger and more carefully arranged than before. That night, the forest had put them to the test, looked at how they reacted, made up their minds about whether they should leave. They did well on the test. Others haven't been as lucky. The X structures aren't warnings, they're memorials to people who didn't make it. As the November sky got darker, the forest closed around them like a living tomb. This wasn't just any forest. People in the area said it was haunted, and now they knew why. Miles from civilization. The campfire didn't do much to help against the dark that was closing in. Owls screamed warnings from places that couldn't be seen. Foxes screamed like kids who were about to die somewhere out of sight of the fire. Every branch creaked with a threatening sound, as if the trees were moving closer. What Day Is It Wolven had written down many wild camping trips, but tonight felt different. not true.
Oh, he's done it! I'm going, fire pan. Right, get that warming up, and then chuck the mince around. Yeah. Oh man, that's hot. Wait, check it out. Oh, guys, that's pretty much cooked now. Oh, loaded. How much to get? Take up the phone. That's good. Burning down now. London Bridge is burnt down. Because a lot of this video hasn't got audio, unfortunately. I'm viewing this bag here, which is green, and when it's green, you can't be seen. So yeah, I'm just reviewing that. So I see it's supposed to be raining now. It's supposed to be raining for the last 2 hours, but it hasn't. So the weatherman's once again let us down. We've already had dinner and that, and a few drinks. So we're just pretty much chilling now. Yeah. That looks sick. Like how that's just like, I'm pretty proud of that, to be fair, that little setup. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it?
Yeah, mate, that is
The way it is.
sick.
Just looks cool, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Probably.
The normal sounds of nature had turned into something bad. Each rustle had a purpose. Every cry sounded like a person. Then the scratching started. There was sharp, frantic clawing going around the trees. From all sides, high-pitched screeching filled the air, surrounding their weak camp. The sounds weren't random. They worked together, had a goal, and were hunting. "Just foxes," someone said in a shaky voice. "Only owls." But foxes don't move that way. Don't circle like predators do to test defenses. The sounds would get louder, then quieter, then come from a whole new direction and explode. Whatever was following them was smart, patient, and played with their fear. They desperately fed the fire to keep the flames high, which was the only thing that stood between them and whatever was watching from the dark.
Yeah. Scary, is it?
Mate, people probably say that it's haunted just because of the screeching noise.
No, really. A boar. A wild boar. Sound like you when you're like Minecraft pig impression. Remember?
Whoa.
Does he think we're doing it to it?
I don't know.
Does he think we've got a mating course on it? Hear owls going all night. Bit strange, but well, it's not really that strange. Heard some really weird noises earlier as well, like screaming. Bit strange, but anyway, we've got the fire going again. And I think we're gonna go to bed as it's getting quite late now. It's like 9:30, 10. So yeah, I think we're gonna send in.
Hours went by slowly. It looked like every shadow was moving in some way. Every quiet moment felt like holding your breath before an attack. Dawn came like a stay of execution. During the day, they forced themselves to laugh nervously, sure that it wasn't anything supernatural. Just animals in the wild. Only their imaginations. But none of them looked back as they packed their things and ran away from that cursed forest. And none of them talked about the footprints they had found around their camp, footprints that shouldn't have been there at all.
I can clearly hear something rustling around in the leaves.
We get ready for the dangers of nature, like storms, predators, and the cold. But nothing makes you feel more primal fear than finding out you're not alone when you should be. When something that looks like a person watches from the dark. October 31st, 2025. Toledo, Ohio's Woodlawn Cemetery. Sam Bananas had camped in empty places before, but tonight was different. That's not right. The old burial ground went on and on into the dark, with its mausoleum standing like silent witnesses to something horrible. As night fell on the cemetery, Sam set up his tent next to an old stone tomb. People said that the lady in white, Woodlawn's famous ghost, used to walk these paths.
Weird. I can't tell if that's somebody walking in front of those lights. I can't tell what's happening. That makes me nervous. I've been doing these pizzas a lot, but honestly, they're the perfect thing to cook.
But the sounds he heard weren't from ghosts, moving around in the dead leaves, persistent, think about it, following a pattern. He tried to convince himself that there was nothing, deer, wind, nothing. But the sounds moved smartly, going around him and keeping their distance while never leaving. The thing that was stalking between the headstones wasn't just wild animals.
It's just spooky. There's something spooky about being here. I am not super crazy about this. Goodness sakes. I don't like this one bit. I would really like to go on a big exploration, but I'm gonna be honest, it's a little spooky. I don't think I have it in me. I think I'm gonna head back to the campsite. Periodically cars keep coming through, so I'm a little nervous about getting...
Sam walked through the rows of graves with only his headlamp. The beam cut through the thick blackness, making weak tunnels that showed only stone and shadow. But the rustling kept up with him, row by row, always just out of reach of the light. He felt like someone was watching him, and it was like a weight on his chest that made it hard for him to breathe. Near the tombs, the shadows moved in the wrong way, not from his light. Something else moved on its own, slipping between tombs with the grace of a predator, the size of a person, shaped like a person, but moving in ways that aren't good for people.
I can clearly hear something rustling around in the leaves. I'm sure it's a deer. The rut is going on right now. So the deer are acting crazy. I mean, you just can't escape this feeling. Like you're being watched. I know that probably sounds like baloney to some of you who are watching it, but the creepiness factor is very real.
The circling got worse when he got back to his tent. Footsteps on leaves, breathing in the dark. Something was walking around the edge of his camp slowly and carefully, watching him and waiting for... what? The whole cemetery felt alive, evil, and aware of how weak he was. The dead silence made every sound louder. Every second felt like it would last forever, as whatever was hunting him kept up its invisible siege. Dawn came like a miracle. Sam left camp in a hurry, escaping the oppressive atmosphere that had kept him there all night. He never saw the woman in white, but he saw something else in the dark spots between the graves. Someone was watching him pack, something that went with him to the cemetery gates, something that smiled at him as he ran.
So we've been sitting here in the van, lights off, just playing on our phones. We have the windows down, but we're just sitting in the van.
The forest doesn't always kill with teeth and claws. The most dangerous predator is sometimes a person. October 22nd, 2021. Tishomingo Wildlife Management Area in Mississippi is a huge wilderness where being alone isn't peaceful. It's tactical.
We keep hearing weird sounds. No clue what they are. Badger's been skittish again, like we said. Like he'll just look off in the woods and stop and just stare. It's eerily quiet out here.
Now that was a duck.
Yeah. Like, you know, obviously there are raccoons and possums, whatever else out here. I mean, we're in the woods. A little disconcerted. Then it's starting to sprinkle.
A little bit.
It's supposed to storm later. So, again, I'm not worried. But it's a little creepy.
Where screams fade away into miles of trees that don't care. Oreo Speedwagon RT had parked their van, which they had turned into a home in what looked like heaven. They turned off the lights as the forest grew dark, giving in to the night's embrace. That's when everything changed. Badger was the first to know. The dog froze, staring into the darkness with a deep fear that kept it from leaving the safety of the van. Dogs can tell when something is fundamentally wrong, even when people deny it. Weird noises floated over the lake. Not animals, not the wind. Something else, something planned, going around their position. The forest went quiet between each noise, as if the trees were holding their breath. Then there were sounds right outside the van.
A little creepy. It'll be fine. It will. So we've been sitting here in the van. Lights off, just playing on our phones. We have the windows down, but we're just sitting in the van. I keep hearing something out in front of the van. So let me turn the LED lights on real quick and see. All good so far, I guess. I mean, it's gotta be good. I'm not really worried about it, but. So I locked Badger out of the van because we're sitting out here. And this boy got up Rachel's whole lap because he's afraid of.
Badger went crazy, climbing onto his owner's lap and shaking violently. They tried hard to see what was following them through the windows, but the darkness made it hard to see. There were still noises, footsteps, breathing. Something was moving with terrible purpose just out of their sight. Whatever was around them knew exactly where they were. It wasn't by chance. It was hunting. The calls got louder, more organized, and came from more than one place. They were surrounded. Scanning the tree line showed nothing but thick blackness and the suffocating feeling of being watched, studied, and judged. It started to rain, but that didn't help. The sounds cut through the water's pattern with crystal clear clarity. The movement was too planned to be animal and too planned to be a coincidence. Someone or something was testing their defenses and looking for a weak spot.
Well, he's staring in what specific direction right now?
Hours went by in a state of breathless fear. They sat still, listening to their stalker go around and around, never showing itself or attacking, just keeping up the psychological siege. The forest was now a prison, and their van was a coffin waiting to be opened. Dawn came, but there was no solution. The sounds just stopped, as if whatever was hunting them had gone back into the wild. They didn't find any tracks, proof, or answers.
we were on the phone and found another wildlife area, actually pretty close to the one we were at, so we decided to come try it. We'd never been here, so yeah, this place right here is definitely a testament to where we said we messed up. Just headed out to the Rockies. Because it's just deep in here. And it's literally 25, 30 miles from our home base. So if we would have any advice for newbie band people, one of the first things I tell them is explore.
But they knew the truth that their rational minds wouldn't accept. That night, they had been prey. Someone or something in Tishomingo had picked them out, followed them, and for some reason, let them live. They never came back. Some death invitations only come once.
Shoo! Go it!
The desert night swallowed Jens whole, leaving him stranded in a sea of darkness. November 15th, 2025. What should have been another peaceful camping trip alone was about to turn into something he would never forget. Jens was very good at being alone. His channel showed the raw beauty of remote wilderness, living in a tent on a roof, and the peacefulness of being alone in the desert. But tonight, the quiet didn't seem right. Heavy. It was like the desert was holding its breath. The fire made sad shadows on the endless black.
There's a little animal right there. I think it might be a little bobcat. Coyote.
Shoo! Go it!
I hope he's not attracted to my food. What was that thing? God. I'm gonna eat this in my freaking car. I don't want to be out here.
Piss off!
Oh my gosh. Well, it's safe to say we are not alone out here. Jeez. You can call.
He ate without thinking, trying to ignore the crawling feeling between his shoulder blades, the primal feeling of being watched. Then he noticed it. Moving. Stalking on purpose. Something came out of the void, low and hungry, moving forward with an unnatural sense of confidence.
Call me a baby if you want, bro. But I have no idea what is outside my car right now. Some type of critter animal. It was... I hope I caught it on the camera. I think I did. Yeah. Oh, it's right there. It's right there. It's got a striped tail. I guess I shouldn't be scared. He's so small. But I don't know what it is. Looks like a mixture of a little coyote and a little skunk. See him? That kind of scared me. I haven't ever had an interaction with like anything besides a little squirrel or something right next to me at night camping alone. Jeez. Jeez. Look.
Jens had a hard time figuring out what it was in the flickering firelight. The proportions weren't right. A bobcat? No, the tail was striped and the way it walked was too planned. A coyote? Too brave and too bold. What the heck was it? The creature went around his camp like it was prey, looking at him with terrifying intelligence. It sniffed at his cooking gear, as if it had done this before. Jens's nerves broke when it disappeared around his truck.
There it is. He's right there. He's looking around. There he is. Going to the back of the car. Should we scare it? Ah! That thing is not leaving my car. I guess I gotta put my big boy pants on and get out there. Again, I just finished dinner, so it's like kind of fun and cute, but also kind of weird and freaky. So, hopefully, You see me up in the tent in just a second and everything went smooth. But I'm gonna clean up the kitchen and get the hell up there. We're up in bed.
He jumped into the cab and slammed the door, suddenly realizing how weak metal and glass were against whatever was hunting outside. He saw it come and go through the window, first appearing in the firelight and then fading into the dark. It wasn't going away. It was messing with him, testing his defenses and looking for a weak spot. Time lost all meaning. Every second seemed to last forever as the thing circled, always just out of sight but always too close. The desert's quiet made every scrape, footstep, and breath that wasn't his own sound louder. Finally, thank goodness, it melted back into the dark.
I don't know if my mind is going crazy, but I think I keep hearing things. So I'm gonna go to bed. See you guys in the morning. Hopefully I sleep good.
Jens waited, shaking, trying to hear if it was really gone or just watching from the other side of the fire. Every shadow seemed to pulse with danger when he finally came out. He left his ground setup and climbed into the rooftop tent, hoping for any kind of protection from whatever was lurking below. There was no sleep. He lay still in the dark, hearing noises that shouldn't have been there, scratching near the truck, movement around the truck, and something testing the ladder to his tent. By dawn, fear and exhaustion had become one truth. He had lived through something that had chosen to let him live. The desert showed its true face. It wasn't peaceful or empty. It was full of ancient predators that moved through the night with scary purpose. Jens packed in silence, looking around the empty land for any sign of what had been following him. He saw tracks that were too big and strange, going around his camp in a planned way. He never went camping alone in that desert again. Seeing some darkness changes you forever.
The spot where I'm camped has got a really nice little stream running alongside it. Can you hear that? Is my camera picking that up?
The woods welcomed Carrie like an old friend, but when night fell, they changed into something she couldn't recognize. In a quiet UK forest she knew well on November 13th, 2025. But knowing someone well doesn't help when night falls. Her banshee tent stood alone in the clearing, a weak shelter against the dark that was closing in. The voice of the forest changed as the sun went down. The peaceful rustling turned into something else, loud screams that she didn't recognize as coming from any animal. The sounds weren't random, they kept going around her on purpose. Carrie tried to make sense of it. Deer, animals that live on nearby farms, logical reasons that fell apart as her fear grew. These sounds felt wrong, like they had a purpose, and almost like they were trying to talk to me.
I don't know if my camera picked that up, but that was... I don't know what that was, but that was scary. I think it's a deer or something in the woods. That was quite scary. Yeah, it's literally 7:20 now, and as you can see, it's really dark already. So less than an hour from when I arrived, and I've already lost daylight, so it's pretty dark in the woods. But the tent is up. I'm out in the Banshee tonight. I haven't used this since I got it, so I'm really excited to sleep in this because I love this tent. I've slept in one before, so yeah, looking forward to spending my first night in that. When I tell you there's some really strange noises going on in the woods tonight, and even though the rational part of your brain is saying, oh, it's the deer, it really does set your anxiety off. Sorry you can't really see me, it's so dark. Obviously I'm relying on the head torch, but I've heard some really, really crazy noises which I've tried to pick up on camera for you guys. And there's one thing being rational about it and being logical about it, and there's another thing being in the middle of the woods in the dark and hearing it. It's a totally different experience.
Then her lantern started to act up. It flickered between red and green without her touching it. The strange pulses made the trees around them look like they were in hell, with shadows dancing with evil life. The calls got louder near the stream. A lot of different sources are now coming together at her location. She spoke out loud to break the silence that was making her feel like she was going to die.
The spot where I'm camped has got a really nice little stream running alongside it. Can you hear that? Is my camera picking that up? Right, anyway, like I was saying, I'm camped next to a really nice little stream, which is lovely, and I've got my lantern on, which I bring on every one of my trips. But I'm having some problems with it because I charged it up all day today and it was fully charged. Then I got here and I turned it on and the light on it was red, which means that the battery is dead and it needs charging. How is that possible when I've charged it to full charge? But now the light's turned green, so at the moment it's working, but it's been really temperamental. Obviously I've got my other torches and a head torch and all that sort of stuff, but the lantern...
Her voice was small and desperate against the vastness of the forest. Every sound was louder because of being alone, every moment full of an unseen danger. The darkness got closer, turning woods that were once familiar into dangerous places. Normally, the stream's gentle flow was calming, but now it hid the sound of footsteps. The sound of the water could hide anything that was moving toward her tent. Hours went by slowly. The noises never stopped, never told me what they were, and never showed me where they came from. Just endless ringing from the dark, which was sometimes far away and sometimes very close.
I mean, what is it so angry about? What are you chatting about, dude? And why? Why today? It's crazy because whether I was here or not, those noises would be going on. But it's really, I know I've said this earlier on in my video, but it's really hard to hear stuff like that and think rationally. Like, I know what it is. Logic is like, I know what it is. But at the same time, it sounds so creepy.
Carrie crawled into her sleeping bag by 11 p.m., giving in to whatever was outside. She lay still, listening to sounds she couldn't explain and praying for dawn. Morning came with its usual cruelty. She told herself it was farm animals during the day, just animals, nothing bad. But when she was alone in her tent, she could feel it, something watching, circling, and waiting in the woods. Something that only comes out when it is dark enough to hunt,